We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. He didn't just say what I think he did he? Slow it down. I just dissed you. I said, did he? Get it? Did he? Take that, bad boy. Shakur Stevenson is out of his mind. As he prepares for Williams Zepeda fight, did Shakur Stevenson just say what I think he said? That boxing legend Sugar Ray Robinson was buns, meaning he was no good. He was of poor quality, trash. Keep in mind, many people consider Ray Robinson to be the GOAT, the greatest pound for pound boxer in history. Yeah, Shakur really said that. And in this video, I'm breaking down what Shakur said. I'll give you guys all the details in case you want to watch it for yourself, but definitely one of the wildest hot takes in recent boxing memory. The crash out is real, especially before his upcoming fight. So trust me, you're gonna want to stick around to this video. It is. Where do I really even start? Shakur Stevenson, I don't know what it is about the kid, but just when you want to side with him, right? Like, I've made several videos, and I hate to say defending, because I feel like if you're speaking the truth, it's not really defending per se. I don't want you guys to get it misconstrued. I don't have a horse in the race. My horse is boxing. So I call it how I see in the world of boxing. Point blank, period. Now, Shakur Stevenson, for lack of a better word, I guess we'll say defend. I've defended Shakur, meaning like he's up against it. Williams Zepeda, it seems like with the no running, the Tom and Jerry fight, stand in the center of the ring, make it entertaining for us. Turkey said he was going to do a shrinking ring. All of these things, I feel like there's a lot of pressure and a lot being leveraged against Shakur Stevenson, right? So for me, I'm like, that's not right. And I always step up for the people that don't have voices or get mistreated. I don't like bullies, right? So I've done several videos where I'm like, the deck is being stacked against Shakur Stevenson. But when he goes off and does what he does in these interviews, he becomes harder to defend. Now, let's jump right into the mix, which is why you clicked on the video. In a recent interview, Shakur Stevenson was getting his hair cut and he was interviewing with Cigar Talk. He, out of nowhere, well, the host is saying that the GOAT list, I think he was given his GOAT list and he mentioned Sugar Ray Robinson, to which Shakur interjected and disagreed with it vehemently. And I'll read a quote from Shakur. He says, quote, Sugar Ray Robinson, he was buns. Boxing has evolved, bro. Sugar Ray Robinson didn't even know how to pick his hands up. Watch him fight Jake LaMotta. He was hitting Ray Robinson with nonstop hooks over and over. Then he says, Sugar Ray Robinson, who is he fighting? All white boys. I'm not disrespecting the white boys. Some of them is good. Then he was asked to clarify if he thinks that Terence Crawford is better than Ray Robinson. Are you suggesting that? And he says, yes, I am. Now, the lack of spatial awareness from Shakur Stevenson is truly mind-boggling. Now, keep in mind, on my channel, I gave y'all the business, the business, right? And I've told you that Gen Z, a lot of these people, sub 30, they lack like self-awareness. They can't read the room. They don't know how to read the room. These types of things. So Shakur Stevenson, I've mentioned, he is definitely one of the infractions here. And you're getting ready for a fight. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the deck is totally stacked against you. They're talking about no Tom and Jerry fight. They're talking about you. You haven't always had the most fun fights. So I stuck up for that. But then this is inexcusable. There's no way. You're talking about he only fought white boys, which, you know, is a racial, there's racial tones there. So you know that this is not going to fare well for you ahead of your fight. Or I would think you would have to know, right? Then on top of that, not just the white boy part, because whatever, you know, get over it. He said what he said. But you're going at a legend, bro. You're going at somebody who the consensus is that Ray Robinson is goated. So one, I don't know how y'all was raised, but I was raised not to really speak ill on the deceased. Ray Robinson is no longer with us. Why even do that? And what I dislike about this new generation, Gen Zers, is they have all of this information at their fingertips, yet seem to be some of the least knowledgeable people. And I'm curious if social media done fried y'all brain. So what do I mean? We got tablets, iPhones, cars that push to start, cars with a backup camera. Like, how do you have a car with a backup camera but can't drive? You dig? Like, and that's what I see. I see people who have all the bells and whistles, but I'm a better driver. Probably because I came up in a time where you had to have only your natural instinct and resources to drive. There was no backup camera to save you. You had to actually turn your head. You know what I mean? And I think that made my generation and previous generations definitely more resourceful. Now people are like kind of spoon fed. You know, I remember driving to LA, and this was during the MapQuest days. I was completely lost in LA, completely lost. And back in the day, and if you had MapQuest, this is before GPS. And when I say back in the day, I'm not like 60 years old or 100 years old. This is not that long ago, right? Some of these Gen Zers were actually born. They might have been very young, like the early 2000s, but that's what I'm talking about. This is like early 2000s-ish. So back in the day, if you went, I'm in the Bay Area, so you want to drive to LA and get to your hotel. There was no phone or like, there was no like Google Maps and Waze and all that, right? So you had to rely on pre-printed directions to get to your destination. And sometimes on MapQuest, if it was a new structure, the map wasn't updated. So it would spit out wrong directions basically because things change. Like they added this street or different complications. Or if your printer ran out of ink and you couldn't really read the last part, or it was 8 pages and you only have the first 7 pages, you left the 8th page on the printer. This is what you had to run into. And I feel like all these life lessons made me a better person and a more resourceful person. So why Gen Z, sometimes they give up and they can't pay their rent or something, they'll start crying. My generation and past generations will be a bit more resourceful. Like back in the day, there was no gig work, right? You couldn't just do DoorDash to make a couple $100 quick. So if you got fired from your job, it was over. Your life, you didn't know what to do because the only thing you could do is go to stores or places and get actual physical applications for those jobs, right? There was no like, oh, just scan this QR code, go on the computer. It wasn't that. So I'm not trying to bash because I know there's some good Gen Zers, but I am ranting because I notice similar patterns, and Shakur Stevenson continues to do this. And it's not just him, but he's definitely one of the habitual people that do this, where it's like, read the room, bro. Why you're getting ready to fight and you're comparing Bud to a goated legend. It's a dumb play. Bud, he cool, but Bud don't have a great resume in the eyes of many people. His best win is a faded Errol Spence from the accident. That's what people believe. And you have this fascination with all things Bud. And I don't believe you should dim other people's light in order to uplift yours or somebody else's. And that's exactly what Shakur did. Like, you had a dog out a known legend, a staple in the sport of boxing, right? Ray Robinson, to try to make a point. Like, the man, and it's just such a naivete with some of these younger fighters. The man has 174 wins and 109 knockouts. Fought across multiple divisions. He fought until the age of 45. And this was back in a different era. Like, Shakur Stevenson, his comment, he talking about, oh, boxing is evolved and boxing's different. But guess what? He came up in a brutal era, right? Where there were 15 rounders and gloves probably ain't had no padding. So I agree that the sport has evolved. You can make more money. Like, Ray Robinson had to pull up like stunts occasionally where he wanted more money, and he would threaten to pull out of fights because he was fighting frequently, and he would like hold up the event, you know, and he might fight and then fight 2 weeks later. So in certain regards like that, the game has definitely evolved and changed. I get that. However, you got to understand that there's two sides to that coin, you know, like Two-Face. I'm the new Harvey Dent. There's two sides to that coin. So on one angle, you could talk about the positive ways that boxing has evolved or pushed forward and how it's just a totally different sport. But guess what? The flip side of that coin is them fighters was tougher. The fighters from back in the day, these new fighters, some of them look rusty, worn, defeated, deflated. And this is after 5-6 rounds. These fighters was fighting 15 rounds, unlimited rounds, etc. You got guys like Rocky Marciano was a heavyweight at 188, right? So he fighting, who knows how big the people he was fighting were, but probably 200 plus pound men at 188. Ray Robinson is 45 and he has 174 wins. That's just in the win column. And his knockout ratio is 63%. So Ray Robinson got like 14 times more fights than Shakur Stevenson with a very respectable knockout ratio. I don't care if you saying he fighting white boys or the competition wasn't good. Let's see Shakur Stevenson fight 201 bouts and have one knockout on his resume where he got knocked out and only 19 losses, right? Which is what Ray Robinson. So super disrespectful, super lack of boxing history. Like, I remember watching 24/7 with Roger Mayweather, another GOAT. Rest in peace to Roger. And he was like, most don't know about boxing, and they showing don't. And he was talking about Ray Robinson like he was Black Jesus, like he was God. You know what I mean? And Muhammad Ali, this is another person who Muhammad Ali, everybody for the most part respects Muhammad Ali, right? Which we'll get to in a second. Ray Robinson was Ali's idol. He idolized Ray Robinson. And he even says, quote, "My style was a little bit of Sugar Ray's," right? So you could very well argue if there was no Ray Robinson, we might not have had Muhammad Ali, or he would have been maybe a different person, because Muhammad Ali was able to study this man as kind of like the architect in the blueprint. So you never heard Boxingego really disrespect the legends of yesteryear. And again, one, Ray Robinson's no longer here to defend himself. Two, his history is already stamped. And it just looks like a young punk kid who doesn't know his history, like Shakur Stevenson, and he's just talking down on a legend, and it's just not needed. Bro, Bud is cool, but like Ray Robinson is revered as something different, you know? And it's just amazing to me how this young generation, they'll confidently get on camera and make themselves look foolish. I've been doing this like 15 plus years, and in front of the camera, my voice narrating, I never look crazy like this and have to walk back my comments and all that type of stuff. But this new generation, they frequently put their foot in their mouth, don't read the room, and say outlandish things like this that get people. It's like you want to offend people. And here's the thing. You're preparing for the Zepeda fight. I've already talked about it several times. You got all this stuff against you, and then now you're making more people maybe not even root for you. And here's the thing. This is not even the first time he's done this, Shakur, and it's not even the first time he's done this for the Zepeda fight. So let me give you the examples of those. Stay tuned to the end. Shakur Stevenson, in this same Zepeda camp, he just did an interview talking about Naoya Inoue is not all that, and who's he really fighting? Bro, even if you feel this is true, why are you even saying this right now when people are already calling you Tom and Jerry and all this stuff? Why even go against Naoya Inoue in that specific space of time, right? And a lot of people are looking at that as you're one to talk. And I agree with that. Naoya Inoue has been undisputed multiple times. There are parts of him that old media will overhype. I get that. But Shakur Stevenson is not a good deliverer of that message, because it's like who you really be. If that's what we're talking about, like name someone Shakur fought that's as legendary as Nonito Donaire. I'll wait. And Inoue at least fought him twice. Shakur don't have no names like that. William Zepeda ain't no Donaire. He ain't done the don't. He barely even beat Tevin Farmer, if he even won. You know what I mean? So it is mind-boggling how you could be a good boxer like Shakur Stevenson and really be so like arrogant that you disrespect the past, and you think like the host at least was like trying to like talk some sense. Like, Shakur, you talking crazy now. You talking crazy. But Shakur wasn't having it. And then the host made like a comparison to basketball. And he was like, so Wilt Chamberlain. And then Shakur was like, no, man, that's trash. Wilt Chamberlain, who was he playing against? Da 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 da. And you can't have that much of a recency bias where you don't do the history. Like Dr. J, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, you know, Jordan, Magic, Bird. Like these dudes are goated no matter what you talking about. Like, and I don't care if they played in the old generation, Wilt to still, you know what I mean? They still were doing death-defying things. And even if the game has evolved, they were doing it in ahead of the curve and doing it in a major way. Shout out to Kobe Bryant as well, you know? So to make any ignorant comments on like the forefathers, Jerry West or whoever, it just sounds stupid. And same thing in boxing. Ray Robinson paved the way for Floyd's and Muhammad Ali's and really Crawford's and different people like that. So it's like no slander will be tolerated. So Shakur's dissing Ray Robinson, saying he's trash, Buns. He's slandering Naoya Inoue, which clearly is going to get met with resistance and bad feedback. Previously, he said that Muhammad Ali, another perceived GOAT, like when people, even Crawford, they asked Terence Crawford, the guy that Shakur is like idolizes, they asked her, I seen a recent interview for the Canelo fight, Terence Crawford, who's your Mount Rushmore, who's your favorite fighter, blah, 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 name him. And he said, my number one favorite fighter is Muhammad Ali. Guess what? Shakur Stevenson also has an interview where he pretty much dissed Muhammad Ali and said that Tyson Fury would whoop him and he's way too big. Bro, get this man off of the mic. You're a good fighter. You are a horrible interview. And you're making it very hard for people to support and like you, especially when you go at legends. Why do that? How can you have so little spatial awareness where you think somehow, some way, this would behoove me to talk bad about Muhammad Ali, talk mad about Ray Robinson. And he's a black man going against these legendary black people. It's just an ignorant stance. Like, let's say Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown didn't come out dissing James Brown. Like, look at them old dance moves. I'm the future. Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, they weren't all that. Like, you don't have to do that. Bobby Brown was the man. I can't sleep at night. I toss and turn. Listen on the telephone. I can't believe you got my call. Like, he was doing his thing. He didn't have to diss nobody before him or put them down to make himself and Michael Jackson and Prince or newer people look good. So I don't condone that. I don't believe that. And I think it looks bad. Shakur Stevenson says, chill on me. Sugar Ray Robinson was a GOAT. I know it. I was just talking ish. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but y'all can for sure get at me for it. My apologies, LOL. But I was just talking ish. Bro, this is pathetic. It really is pathetic. These dudes, these streamers, these Gen Z boxers, they get on the horn and say all this outlandish stuff. Then when the pressure comes, people are like, oh, you talking about a GOAT? Say less. And then now you're getting the worst feedback and your PR is like horrible. Now you're like, oh, chill on me, man. I was just playing. Man, I was just playing with you, man. Like, bro, but what about Ray Robinson's family? You know what I'm saying? When you saying he buns and like the descendants, like Ray Robinson Jr. and all that. And you copping please. Man, at the end of the day, you don't have to worship the past legends, but if you're going to throw shade at someone like Sugar Ray Robinson, you got to at least know what you're talking about. And, you know, Shakur's a good fighter, but you can't hold a candle to Ray Robinson, bro. My brother got a tattoo of Ray Robinson now that we're talking about it, bro. So real boxing fans, I don't know what Shakur's on, but real boxing fans know what it is. My brother got a tattoo of Ray Robinson. So we don't take Ray Robinson slander over here. We real boxing fans. To call Ray Robinson buns, that's like saying like Michael Jordan he's okay, or Michael Jordan's average. He wouldn't really survive in this new climate. Like, and for me, I don't like these comparisons that we can never prove. I don't like, that's some little kid stuff to me. Like, if I say I'm better than you, I can edit better than you. We can really run it and see. You know what I mean? Like, if I say I rap better than you, which I do, right? We could really run it. We could go bar for bar and I'll destroy you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on. I like stuff we can prove. This man is deceased. There's no way to prove, you know, if he's like, if Bud would beat him and all this like hypothetical stuff. So let the man rest and let the man shine. If you don't personally like him, some things are better left unsaid. But you don't have to exaggerate talking about he buns. Like, buns? Like, really? That's how you feel? Buns? Like, he's just the worst fighter that you ever seen? Like, but then you be on Tyson Fury nuts. And Tyson Fury cheated, failed a drug test, probably cheated Wilder in every fight. Like, come on, bro. And you was like, oh, Tyson Fury. You know, but Tyson Fury, man. And you talking about like, oh, Beevil is nice. You know what I mean? So it looks suspect from Shakur. I'm just being real. I don't care if you say you joking now. Shakur needed a PR person ASAP. And again, you're going into your fight. Who goes into their fight like creating small fires when you're already up against it? You know, now some people probably turn and root for Williams Zepeda if they weren't already doing that. If you are serious about growing on YouTube like your boy Ego, these are the tools that I swear by. For streaming, use StreamYard, live stream, pro quality visuals. You can do overlays, no stress, easy to set up. vidIQ, you know, find a lot of tools where you can find out things about your channel, and also TubeBuddy. The affiliate link for each is in my description. The links below, check them out. Level up your channel and start creating smarter, not harder, like your boy Ego. As far as Shakur Stevenson, very disrespectful comments, very naive comments. And it's mind-boggling how a lot of these new fighters don't really understand. Like, you ask Shakur about past fights. I don't remember the interview, so that's why I don't have an exact. And he was like, man, when Floyd fought that one guy, what's his name? And then you have to help the fighter. They don't even know the person's name, like Gennaro Hernandez. So it's funny to me too, because I'm a YouTuber and I get flack, or YouTubers in general get flack. Like, these YouTubers don't know. But then these fighters, some of them, Sean Porter he just literally said he started watching boxing like a couple years ago or something with Floyd Mayweather. But he don't really know Floyd's real bad because he wasn't watching boxing like that, you know? And then you have these comments from Shakur Stevenson. So it's like, I must not be doing that bad as a YouTuber, because I don't be forgetting like common stuff, and these fighters be in the gym doing these interviews and saying the most outlandish stuff, don't know past fighters' name, don't really know their accolades and accomplishment. So yeah, YouTubers is up right now. We unpack. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.